go. What do you think?
The music was pretty great,
This is
right?
I
Is
start
there
every
audio with it?
episode. Yeah, I got some little music going on it. We're
Oh,
pretty professional.
I didn't hear the music. I just saw the video.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There's
So,
yeah, we have a theme song. But I'm really excited this week to welcome Jeremy Steinruck from Axis Construction down there in Wichita Falls, Texas. We met years ago and we've always kept in touch. He's one of my favorite people. Awesome design build construction company down there. So thank you for being here, Jeremy. Much appreciated.
man, I'm glad to be here. It's been I was as you asked me about this, what did you say? 12 hours before the show, I think you asked me to be on. And I was like, man, Dave and I kind of go 7, 8, 9 years back and have always kind of had like an affinity for each other, a special place, even though we saw each other once or twice a year, maybe. So now we keep up by phone or video chat. So
Yeah, or by live talk show.
that's a new method. It's I'm excited about this.
Yeah,
So
and
we
I'm
can.
just a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to learn a little bit about Wichita Falls. I think in the description too, I also talked about, yeah, I consider you like the ultimate modern stoic. So there's some cool stories behind that a little bit. And then
Okay.
we'll dig into our musical backgrounds too. I don't know. Who knows
Okay.
where this is going to go? But tell me what's going on in Wichita Falls. So you're kind of like between, you're kind of close to Oklahoma, right? Between
Yeah.
Dallas and Oklahoma City. Is that geographically accurate?
Geographically somewhat accurate, not in a straight line. So we are um, between Dallas, Fort Worth. We're probably 100 miles northwest of Fort Worth. We're in a town. We have an Air Force base, Shepherd Air Force Base, which is a NATO base. That's probably the biggest draw to the town. We have a Division II university, Midwestern State University, so it's a Texas Tech system university. Probably 6 to 8 thousand kids there, I'm guessing, students, not kids, I guess. Um, and yeah, we're really more a third of the way to Amarillo if you were to go northwest, going to Amarillo like you're going to New Mexico or Colorado. Um, so we are where all of the beauty turns flat, then you're almost here. And then when you can't see the beauty anymore in your rear view, then that's when you know that you're really close to Wichita Falls. So it's flat. We have mesquite trees. Everything here will bite, pinch, poke, or sting you. It's red clay. It's hard earth and hard people. But one of the draws to being here is that everybody that's here um, really is kind of invested in the lifestyle that we have. It's a somewhat blue collar area. Lots of patriotic military presence, very conservative, obviously. Um, but yeah, lots of deep roots, and you get here, and there's nothing to do here. There's not like pretty drives to take or scenery to take in or go play in a river that's clear. Our river looks like Oompa Loompa river from Chocolate
It's like
Factory.
a
It's like
chocolate river.
red. Yeah, but it's really kind of just dirty red dirt clay. Um, and so people have to do things to connect with other people. So it's cooking food at home, having time on the porch or watching kids sports or whatever. And it's just a really connected community. Um, and so that piece of it, that connection to community through churches, through civic organizations or whatever, that's kind of the secret sauce of our area. And so it's actually a huge draw. We have a ton of people that come here for 3 years for pilot training, because a lot of people, this is their first stop in the Air Force for pilot training. They're here for 3 years, they go off for 6 or 9 or 12 years, and then they're gonna kind of finish their career somewhere, and they pick to come back here because it's a great slow lifestyle. I mean, if I have to get all the way across town, a town of 100,000 people, it's 15 minutes from one end of town to the other. Rarely do I sit through a stoplight twice. Like there's no drama here. Um, So there's not a lot of ups and downs, like we don't have big increases in property values or anything like that. So it's not like I'm riding huge waves of economic or market instability either. It's pretty stable. So our lows aren't terribly low, but our highs aren't really high either. So it's a good place to live. I love being here.
Are you born and
Um,
raised?
no, I'm from South Texas. I'm actually from, Kerrville. My hometown has been on the news lately because of the flood.
Oh yeah.
And so my parents still live there, and so pretty connected to Kerrville and the camps out there. So I'm very familiar with that area, um, and that tragedy. So that's where I'm from, but I came to Midwestern State University to play soccer, believe it or not, and played soccer there for a few years, and then I met this girl who had roots here, and that was the end of that. So we've been married for 25 years, um, and so now this is home.
Well, and I want to go down there and visit sometime. Obviously to see you, but it just seems like kind of a cool place. There's the world's littlest skyscraper, I think, when I go into Google Maps. It's a really charming building, right? It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it was like one of the original scams, like a con artist drew that, um, intentionally messed with the scale to sell it as this big high rise you could invest in, and then built this tiny little building. So there's some story to it. I'm not super familiar with it, but it's a scam. It's basically a stairwell with some windows. It's tiny. I mean, it's tiny. So yeah, come see it. It's great. It'll take us 7 minutes to get up and down it, and then we can go do something else.
And then so living there, so you have a lot of land. Is it like a rancher environment or?
Yeah, there's a lot of ranching and oil is really here. We have a huge dairy contingent south of us. West of us is oil, and east of us is oil too. But um, lots of oil support services. So the guys that work in the field, there's obviously landmen and but a lot of roughnecks too. So um, yeah, what was your other question?
Well, do you guys have any farm animals or anything like that?
Man, so I have almost 20 acres, and we did the hobby farm thing for a little bit, and we realized that even a little hobby farm is way too much responsibility for us. It was so we've been through the goats, we've been through dozens and dozens and dozens of chickens, and we've eaten more eggs than we know what to do with, and uh, it's a hard life. We've managed to keep two dogs alive for a long time, but everything else has had a really rough go with us. So I'm not proud of my ranching skills.
That's
So
that's all right.
yeah,
That's,
but
we're
we
we're
played it. We did that barn dominium thing, and tried that out for a little bit. It was a fun experience. It was a great experience to raise goats and chickens with my kids when they were smaller. It was really, really good for them to be around animals like that, but we are just not made for that.
So I have a friend, really good friend from high school, and he bought. I think they have. I can't remember what he said. Maybe 40 acres now or something in southern Virginia, kind of close to the north, not far from. I guess it's south of Richmond, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. And so they built out a farm, and we went there this summer, and the goats, the whole thing. It's really cool, and the kids love it. But then now they have emu. So behind the fence, there's like emu running around, and apparently they keep the coyotes away or something. It's kind of like you get one animal, and then you need to get another animal to protect that, and then another animal to protect that animal. Is that, or is it just
I didn't know
on the farm?
emu. I didn't know about the protection aspect of those.
It just might
Around
be an
here,
excuse for having an emu. I'm not
it
sure.
could be. It could be. Um, yeah, they thought they were going to replace the chicken, or I forget what their big draw was, but they brought them over for something, and it didn't turn out to be as great as they thought it was. Um, because they're kind of like an ostrich, right? A little small
Yeah, yeah.
ostrich.
Or
Everybody here has donkeys as
okay.
their companion protection animal for all their people. Donkeys do the coyotes and the goat. They keep everybody off the goats or the horses or whatever. So they have donkeys. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're both out of our depth here. We don't need to be talking about this.
Well, so in college I studied in Switzerland, and there's a lot of donkeys around. And so we
Uh-huh.
learned the donkey sound and how to do it. It's something like, uh, uh, uh,
That's pretty good.
right?
I'm not doing that.
It's very strange. So shifting gears here a little bit on the family, because we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. So your oldest daughter, so she left Texas. She's in Arkansas, right? In college.
Yeah, yeah, I have 3 kids. I've got one, he's just engaged. He graduates from Oklahoma State in Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is about 3.5 hours north of us. He graduates this December. We just dropped off our freshman. My middle is a freshman at Arkansas, University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. Um, Really, really cool school. I kind of never realized what a hidden gem Arkansas is. It's a beautiful, lovely place, and I would love to spend more time there. So that's great. She's in the business school, the Sam Walton School of Business. That's where
Wow.
Walmart headquarters is, up the
Yeah.
street there. And then I've got a younger son, 15 years old, sophomore, snare drummer in the marching band. So we've got quite. We're like, so we can kind of see the finish line.
Well,
Uh,
and you said we were talking, and we don't need to get into it too much, but I'm curious how you're feeling because when you took your daughter to school, you're excited to go mountain biking, right? And got a little banged up, which really sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does kind of suck. I just got my, walking in to come talk to you. I got my MRI scheduled, and yeah, so there's definitely a gap in skills of what I brought, and the gap that's what the skills that are required to ride the trails up there, for at least this particular one. So I had a nice welcome to Fayetteville accident on my mountain bike, and I have learned I have a cracked wrist. I've got 2 cracked ribs. I have a separated scapula in 2 places. I'm getting an MRI on my shoulder, and somehow ended up with poison. Landed in poison ivy. So I've got poison ivy. And then I think the stress of it all just stressed me out, and I ended up with shingles also. So I'm doing great. I have great attitude, but my physically I'm about a 6 right now. I'm really hoping to avoid surgery. Um, but yeah, I definitely didn't have the skills for what was required to do what I was doing. But yeah, I love mountain biking. I do a lot of kind of amateur racing, and it's just fun. It's so fun, adventure sport. So, um, but I'm not as good as I thought I was, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I don't do that, but Scott, our director of construction, he's a pretty big mountain biker. It seems is the downhill is the dangerous, right? You just have no idea. Like you're flying down
Yeah,
a hill, and
I
who
don't
knows?
do that part. This was just like berms and some little jumps, and I hit a little jump, and it turned out to be way bigger than it needed to be for me.
Okay.
Um, so
Well, and
it was
then the
just
crazy thing is then you ended up because I asked you, I said, how did you walk out of there? Because you're in the middle of the woods by yourself, right? Like you have no idea where you are, and you're in this bike accident.
yeah.
I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of people around. So how did you walk
No, it's
out? And you rode out?
yeah, no, you just I don't know if it was adrenaline or what, but I got some adrenaline, and I thought, this is the test of can you go out, do hard things, and make it back alive? And so I just thought, well, if the bike will ride and my body will pedal, that's the easiest way to get us both to the truck. And I thought I knew the way I was going, so I rode 2 miles in the opposite direction of my vehicle. And then I decided that since I had admitted I was lost, probably, I should check the map on my phone and ride back. So I rode back up to the place where I wrecked, and then up to the truck, which was like half a mile from where I wrecked. So I wasn't thinking clearly, which was fine, but maybe that just worked out some of the soreness. Um, but yeah, it was definitely the biggest accident I've ever had, uh, biggest athletic injury or whatever. So, and I turned 48 this Saturday. Um, I just I'm having a hard time giving up this stuff. I feel like kind of some of those stretching things are really good for you. Do things that make you, feel alive. So
Well, my
I don't
wife, because
know.
I have like a rotator cuff that I hurt putting lights on the tree.
I thought you heard it drumming.
Well, now it hurts when I drum.
Oh, okay.
And then I think I made it worse because I was really, really, ripping up the drums. And so now it's weird. I have to play the drums like this because I can't really play with my arm like this without turning. But it all started at Christmas because I like to do a crazy tree out in front, and I like climbing trees. And so when you climb, you do these crazy contortions and throw lights up. And then so, but my wife got me, I think I have it here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they can be our sponsor. She got me this Tiger Balm.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is legit. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It makes icy hot, seem like Neosporin. So I'm digging that. I smell kind of like Asian balm, but anyway, that's what I'm learning now.
You
that
smell
I'm
old. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So we were talking about the drums a little bit yesterday because you have a son who's a drummer, and I was curious, how is life with a drummer in the house?
So I think you raise, 3 kids. I think you raise each kid differently. Your first kid is like the first pancake. You have no idea if the grill's too hot or too cold, and so it's going to be a little burnt on the outside. It's a little undercooked on the inside. And you're like, we'll throw that one away. We'll make a good one. So we did a little better with my daughter. And then with this third kid, I think we just have grown a little more patient. The drums don't bother me. I mean, I don't love it, but he beats the heck out of that thing all times, day or night. Um, so, I was up in his room the other day, and the windowsill looking out to the backyard has drum marks where he's just beat the heck out of the windowsill. And I'm like, I mean, so what? It's his room. I mean, what do I care? So, I think also I love that he's passionate and is willing to put time in and work on something. And I would never want to do anything to dampen that fire, that flame that's in him. I would only want to stoke it. And he has ruined some nice things with his drumsticks, couches, chairs, dining room tables, other things, the dash on my pickup truck. So we just have to have conversations about that. But no, it's just one of the it's a little bit of a noise tax. Um, but other than that, it's watching your kids do something they love or work really hard to do something they're passionate about. Like that's all. I just want to be. I want to be a witness. I want to be there for it. And so it's great. I'm absolutely loving it. Last night he had practice and they're marching out on the field, and so I went up about an hour early and just walk around the track and watch them practice marching band. And I certainly grew up thinking that marching band was lame when I was a soccer player in high school, and little did I know that soccer players are lame. But but I don't know. I'm a band dad. I love it. I'm just happy to watch them do whatever they do. So. Um, and I think also third kid and the only one left. I got 3 years with him, so kind of in that attitude where I'm soaking it up and just enjoying what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. On the band. So I was never in marching band. I played basketball. I ran track and cross country, and I'm 5'11" and a half. Okay, I'm 6 feet. I'm just gonna say
That's
I'm
right.
6 feet, right?
It
And I played
counts.
center in basketball and power forward. So at some point in my basketball career, I wasn't going to go a whole lot farther, being a center at 5'11" and a half, and I couldn't dribble and I couldn't shoot. So my time was limited. So junior year, I did not make varsity basketball, and I'm from a big family, so the coach had coached all my brothers and was like in tears. He's like, Dave, I'm just so upset about this that we just don't have a spot for you. I'm like, yeah, it totally lines up. It's cool. Like I keep passing it to the wrong team, and so everyone thought I would take that really hard. But what I actually ended up doing is I joined the pep band. So I never really thought about it at the time because I was just high school kid doing my thing, and I didn't really care. I didn't really labels and whatever the stuff was. But a lot of parents that I see now, just thought it was the coolest thing that I got cut from the basketball team and then ended up playing the drums during the basketball games.
Yeah, the pep band is awesome. And I didn't have that in high school, but we had it in college. It was awesome. Loved it. It's kind of an East Coast thing, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun because you play the drum kit, and I got dragged into that because the bassist. So I was in a band in high school. I know this isn't about me, but just relating to the whole drums and memories that are coming back. I was in a band in high school with two other guys who both went on to become professional musicians. So they both went to music school. One went to Berklee College of Music, and the other one went to Hartford in Connecticut and studied music. So our lead singer and guitarist of our band was like 10 times a better drummer than I was. Both of my bandmates were better at the drums and both had their own kits. And so our lead singer and guitarist actually played in the drum corps in the marching band. And I'm their drummer, right? So he'd sit down and he'd be like, yeah, do this. I can't do that, right? You're just gonna get me. But our bassist, Neil, or Cole is his name now, he wanted to go to music school, or his mom helped him get a path to go to Berklee College of Music, but he needed to have extracurricular activities. You can't just be, the kid in a band in high school. So he joined pep band to do that and kind of brought me into it. So we had like the greatest bassist in the history of our high school and probably Richmond, Virginia, playing bass in our pep band. And then, with a horn section behind him. It was super fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Pep bands are awesome.
Yeah.
I've learned, I even get a kick in Texas, of course, high school football, Friday Night Lights is a big thing. And so he's up there in the band section and being a snare drummer, he's starting off the cadences for all of kind of the whatever the fight song is or whatever fun song they're doing. They're going to do Seven Nation Army, or they're going to do AWOL Nation Sail or whatever, and get that going. And he's rat-a-tatting that thing, getting it going, and it's fun. They're just over there rocking out, and I'm like, they're having way more fun than I ever had playing sports. Like they're playing their instruments, they're talking together, they're just having a great time. So I don't know. I'm at a super fun stage of life where
Yeah.
my kids are really, really fun to interact with. I probably wasn't as great of a father while they were younger and developing, but it's certainly nice to be in this stage where we're able to just have a ton of fun together. So
And
anyway,
do you play any musical instruments?
I probably shouldn't say yes, but I know a lot of chords in the guitar. Um, I'm I didn't think I was tone deaf until I got married, and my wife was brave enough to tell me honestly that I don't sing well. So
Oh, come on.
no, I don't play any
I feel like
instruments.
you got like the imposter syndrome going on. I bet you're a country music star down there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah,
I tried to learn guitar when I was a kid, and it was kind of boring, so I quit
yeah.
and ended
No,
up
it's
sticking
fun.
with drums. But
Yeah,
I've,
both the
I've
boys play guitar. Both my boys will play. So
I made all the kids learn piano, or my wife and I kind of said from day one, let's learn piano. And then I felt like if you have that from childhood, when you're older, you can kind of pick up instruments easier, right? Because you have a foundation for it. And so my boys did it through seventh grade, and they're like, Dad, we just don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, I get it. You've put the work in, and now if you ever want to come back to it, you kind of have that piece.
yeah,
Piano, guitar, trombone, whatever you want to do, right?
yeah,
I think it's one of those things that I wish I did more of in foreign languages too. I wish I could speak
yeah.
another language.
Foreign languages, I certainly have forgotten a ton of Spanish, but I took a lot in school. It'd be so helpful now. We have some Spanish speakers on staff, first language and second language Spanish speakers, but it's just something you have to commit to. In fact, it was going to be kind of a 2025 goal, and it got bumped to the back. So, um, yeah, I got to get back on my Duolingo or Babbel or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and get after that. But
Yeah.
um,
I had a plan
so
last year. My kids joined a hockey team where we have to drive between 45 minutes and an hour to each practice. So I was going to learn Spanish on the drive because I'm going there 2-3 times a week, right? I did not do that. I listened to hockey podcasts instead and a bunch of Tool and just drummed on the dashboard. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll try again. Anyway, what were you going to say?
So the school my kids go to, we live out of town about 15 minutes and 10 minutes. And so they go to a smaller school. It's got about between 80 and 100 kids per grade in there. And that school believes so strongly in the correlation between music and math and science scores that they make every kid from seventh grade on do at least 2 years of band, 2 years of marching band. And so my two other kids did 2 years and quit. And my son took to it, but I can't believe how different his math and science grades have been since he's been in music. It just some things make sense, you know. It's the right brain, left brain thing that
Mm-hmm.
is really just helping the brain do some mapping. So um, anyway, is this what we talk about for this whole thing? Like, this seems ridiculously boring to the poor people that your mom and whoever her friend is that's
Oh, don't
watching
worry.
this.
Nobody's watching.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I don't know. Joe Rogan does this for like 12 hours. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think Dave is interesting.
So I kind of think of it. Remember when you were a kid and you go to a birthday party and you had to pick out a birthday present to bring your friend
Yeah.
and your mom? Like the rule was always just get something that you would like. Like don't
Huh.
overthink it. Don't
Yeah.
think what they would like. Just get something that you would like and share it with them, right? So that's kind of the
Man,
point of this show. I don't know if anybody likes this, but I like this. I think
is
it's
this what you do with everybody? I thought you were like teaching people about construction. I was really nervous
wow.
about like having to have like decent answers to questions. So as long as you
No.
talk about my kids, I'm really good. My wife got a kick out of I think on the introduction or something, she was like stoic. Like, because she's super chill and I'm like Mr. Emotional and chatty um and she was like, wow, okay.
Well, I consider them modern stoic, right? So it's not that nothing phases you, it's that you embrace like you like the obstacle is the way, right?
Oh, for
So
sure.
even talking to you yesterday about this bike accident, how did you kind of describe the final conclusion on that in a
I
happy
don't know.
way?
It's just something hard to do, it's like it's really a privilege to live in a time where I can ride a really expensive mountain bike and get so much joy and even though I got injured, I'm safe. I had great gear. My helmet's busted, but I don't have a concussion or anything. And so um I can go home, make some phone calls, got x-rays, got an MRI, I'm going to see specialists to get handled. Like, those are really not problems, right? Like, they're
Yeah.
kind of challenges. It's in the way of me having an easy or convenient or comfortable life. But, like, how awesome is it that I can go risk myself, my health, my fitness, whatever, have a great time, and 99% of the time I don't have a life-threatening injury, but even when I do this one time, it's like, man, yeah, it's a nuisance, but come on, we have such a great life. I'm really thankful for a body that works and a chance to go do fun things. And um I don't know, just there's just too much to be thankful for to be upset about some injuries.
Yeah, I think you had another revelation. They're like, wow, I actually survived all that and I'm fine. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can make it home even if you take the wrong way you
Yeah.
know I can. It is. I recently read a book that I absolutely loved. It was called The Comfort Crisis. It was recommended by a friend of ours. I think Dave Payne made me read that. Anyway, Comfort Crisis, and it's just the idea of how healthy it is to go stretch yourself and get out of your comfort zone, and just embrace challenges. I think I've had financially this year has been really, really tough. And it's not from, you know, s- I can look back at my history when we had rough financial times, and I can see places where it was really it was bad driving. It was bad leadership, you know. It was hard conversations I avoided. It was bad clients I let into the system. It was things, overlooking accountabilities with employees. I probably should have said, whatever. It was not staying on top of financials and reporting and stuff like that. So I can definitely see where in the past a lot of it was either leadership or recipe. um, and here, lately I'm like, man, I feel pretty good about leadership and I feel really good about our recipe. I just feel like it's a difficult market. It's not excusing anything, but just being able to, I think a big theme for me lately has been, can you have a great attitude uh, without circumstances? You know,
Yeah.
if circumstances are not as great, can you still have a great attitude? And I don't think I was that way for a long time. And I think that getting to a place where I'm just at peace with myself, and I realize that something triggered in me. I don't know. It's been a really big growth couple of years for me. I've been through some hard stuff, and um, I just realized that I'm the product. My business isn't the product, it's kind of a byproduct, but I'm the product. My experience creates the character and the human that I am. And
Hmm.
I like who I become through the challenges, through the trials. Um, and so I've just kind of rested in that and been way more at peace. Um, Even though there's some things around me. And what's funny is um like I've got to give an all hands meeting. We have quarterly all hands meetings, and I have one today. And so I started preparing for this, 4 to 6 weeks ago. I'm like, all right, what's the theme of this meeting going to be? It's a 2 hour thing where I'm kind of walking through, we're hitting our core values and reinforcing those things. We're talking about wins and losses and growth, growth initiatives internally, like inside ourselves. We're going to talk obviously about financial status, and then state of the industry, state of the company. And it's not a fun one when you've lost money over the
Yep.
year. And the guys at the end of the line, the guys that are actually doing the work, they haven't worked any less hard or been any less thoughtful about their work. This is really just something but they, their bonus, their lifestyle is at risk because I can't give raises or give bonuses this year, and that's really hard. So I was preparing for this, and I'm like, man, I've got to do this. And so I've kind of got to where I was there, where I'm like, okay, I've got a great way to bring them into the truth, but also for it to be encouraging and growth for this team. It should be a good moment for us. It's going to be really hard. And then the last 3 weeks, just sales have started kicking off, and I'm like, man, our runway is growing. So it was all of that stress of like, how am I going to present this? And then so I finally get at peace with it, and it's like, okay, it's kind of like, I didn't date that much in college. I wasn't good at it, frankly. But it's like, for those people, it's like as soon as you stop trying to find the one, they find you, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that there's a little bit of just being at peace in the moment that's been somehow a blessing, and that I just I can't take any credit for it. It's just like environment changed, you know? But we were ready to capitalize on that.
Is that this afternoon or did you have that this morning?
No, it's 2 o'clock. It's here in
Oh,
3 hours.
okay. Yeah, we do the same thing, right? Like we call it Live Code Day. So every quarter, kind of review what happened. And yeah, I mean we've had those. It's sometimes it's kind of hard to paint an optimistic picture, but you kind of can because the stuff's there. It's going to take a lot to get there. But and we go back to the COVID. Like our companies, if you look at the ups and downs that we've gotten through,
Yeah.
I mean that was crazy.
Well, I so my business started with a partner. He and I were doing commercial DoD work for this government contractor. And we had a client. We had done kind of some private commercial work, and then done a little bit of residential project for this guy. And he was like, "Man, you two work really good together. Y'all should consider like going out on your own." And so we decided to. So I was the office guy, and he was the field superintendent. So we go into business together in July of 2007. which is like August of 2007 is when the housing market just went.
Yep.
And so, like those are our roots, man. Like we,
Mm-hmm.
we're way better. We're way better under stress where it's just like, hey man, it's all hands on deck. Just go get dirty, go find a way through. Like that we've got. Now how to run a successful business when with a trailing wind, we don't know how to do that yet, but I'm looking forward to that being something I learn really soon.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that you'll get there, no problem. I have all the confidence.
Well,
You know
good. Thank you.
that. Well, we're kind of at time. Any other major topics that you wanted to make sure that we covered?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
we
thought
have one viewer now. Yes.
Oh, dude.
Oh no, they just left.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we covered anything of note, but like I don't ever mind hanging out with you for an extra 30 minutes a month or whatever. So
There you go.
um
And
yeah,
that's
I'm so glad to tell the world about Wichita Falls, Texas. I think that was the most valuable thing that anybody could have gotten. It is we do have a nice brewery. We have good people. We have a lovely military presence. Lots of great people. Pretty decent downtown little vibe. They've done a lot of work on. So I think that's the summary of the day. Is I
yeah,
have kids. I live in Wichita Falls. If
world's
you didn't
littlest
know anything else,
skyscraper.
that's it. That's
No, I
right.
think so. I'll end kind of on this note because you didn't know any. We get together and chat for an hour and a half every month, right? So we started doing kind of a scheduled call just to catch up.
Hmm.
And so yesterday we're chatting and I said, "Hey, will you be on LivLive tomorrow?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure, I guess. What time?" And then I think my follow-up question was, "Do you even know what LivLive is?" And you're like, "I have no idea." So
I have
you
no
said
idea.
yes before you knew anything about it, right? But
I
this
trust
is
people.
I appreciate that. But this is literally something that I had been planning on doing for at least 3 years. And I kept trying to figure out what it was, figure out what the purpose was, figure out what the theme is, and all these different things. And then I don't know, 7 episodes ago, I said, "What am I doing? Why don't I just do it? I know lots of interesting people. We can just hop on for 30 minutes. Who knows where it's going to go, right?" But I think it's fun to have these conversations. I think it's cool to talk about Wichita Falls and drum corps. Or if you go back to some of the other ones where Russ, my business partner, and I chatted, and then we had our lead interior designer, had an architect buddy on from college, so we might have even talked about college life a little bit. That's kind of the
Well,
point. Who knows?
I'm gonna definitely go back and
No, it's not that interesting.
and see
But,
those. I
um,
should have done my research last night and done that, but I was too busy, I guess. So
so
I'll be a fan now. I will like and subscribe. So hit that like and subscribe button,
hit
everybody.
that bell button. Yeah. So I
Is that
mean,
the
the,
bell?
the overall point is, I don't know. I just posted something on LinkedIn about building the treehouse, not really having drawings or any plans. You just got to start it and see where it goes. Otherwise, you'll just sit there and try and figure out what it is for forever and do nothing. So, yes, a better plan would have been to really have a real plan for what this thing is. But let's just do it and we'll figure it out, right? What's the worst case?
No, I kind of like it, but there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if this is like, how is it going to be any good if we don't have like a script or a plan, you know? So
I don't know. It just is.
anyway,
That's it.
I do have a sincere, deep appreciation for our friendship and a sincere love for you, David. Thanks for
What?
having me. Thanks for being my friend, man.
Likewise, my man. I know we got to
Thanks.
figure out a way to get together in person soon, but I'm not joking. I want to figure out a Texas trip at some point.
Go for it.
Um,
I'll meet you anywhere in Texas.
love it. All right, Jeremy.
All right.
Thanks again. If anybody wants to find you, you guys are accessconstruction.com. No, you guys are
We are actually
reinventing the remodel.
yeah, reinventing the remodel.com.
I like it. Very cool.
Yeah, I think Access Construction probably has is generic contractor thing. So anyway,
Well,
reinventingtheremodel.com.
really appreciate your time as always, and good luck with everything today. I know you'll kill it.
Thanks, man. See you,
All
Dave.
right. Thanks, man. Bye.